Perfect. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Alex here, as always, the host from Phoenix Holdings, and we actually have quite the interesting project for you guys tonight. MobiPad, it's called, and I'll just give Liberty the floor right now. You have the floor, Liberty. Please introduce yourself.
Okay. All right. Do you hear me clearly?
Yep. Sounds clear. Perfect.
All right, cool. So my name is Liberty Sikak. I'm the CEO for MobiPod, and yeah, I'll be anchoring the AMA for today. So feel free to ask me what you've got and check through the project as well. So I've been in crypto since 2016, and since then it's been a hell of a journey. We've been learning, building, and all of that. And our first project actually was Dark Shield Games, which is still I'm currently doing quite well, even in this market, I must say. And so now we are building MobiPad. So can I just kick straight into introducing the project as well? Or yeah.
One question before we dive into the project itself. You mentioned that you are the CEO, and how expanded is your team? How many other members and what roles do they have?
Okay, cool. Currently we have 9 public members. Those you can find on site as well. Then we have 10 on contracts who we can't actually um put on site, but yeah. So that's the scope of the team right now.
Perfect. Yeah, I was actually checking your website. Okay, perfect. Then yeah, please definitely take this forward. Give us an introduction. What does MobiPad stand for? What do you guys have in mind? How do you envision the project? And yeah, I'll just jump in with my questions whenever it's the case.
All right, Alex, thank you very much. So MobiPod is a mobile launchpad, just like the name suggests. So what it means is that you can, of course, the launchpad is a platform where people or investors can invest in early startups um, before they actually hit the market. So what MobiPad is doing now is it's bringing this platform to you or to investors, not just on the web, but also on a mobile application. So this means that as an investor, you can actually choose to invest in projects from your mobile application, which are installed in your individual mobile devices. So everyone, we can almost say that there is a greater percentage of people with mobile devices compared to the amount of people with laptops and desktops, right? So we are looking at targeting this this market, these individuals that have mobile devices and have a limited option in terms of investing or finding it a bit hard. So we are offering, the solution, the markets with a mobile application that allows them to invest independent of the web. So that would be the first significant feature that MobiPad brings forth to the market. And then second, that MobiPad is actually presenting investors with is what we know as the one view dashboard. So if you are currently on our website, you would also see this under the features. So the one view dashboard works or provides vital informations. These are investment informations for every investor. So currently, and every investor that uses an IDO platforms has an Excel sheet. You have this Excel sheet where you're putting down the names of the project you've invested in, the prices you've invested at, what exchanges they are listed, what timelines vesting is, when they are going to be listed, and then you have to go through all these bulky messages on Telegram just to get the right information. Okay, what's going on and what's not going on. And of course, every day on Telegram itself, we fight bots and all of that to get the real information out and to know which is which from the real projects, etc. So MobiPad is coming in with the one view dashboard. So this means that all of your project information, all of your investment information, this ranges from the projects you've invested in, the names of these projects, the prices you've invested at, the vesting arrangements, which how many percent of the vesting you've received, how many is remaining, what exchanges they are listed at, all of this information the one view dashboard presents to each investor. So, and also the ROI at the end of investing, into a number of projects. So you can actually access this information. Now you don't actually need to have, an external Excel sheet where you go then try to jumble up the numbers and all of that. We are actually making this mathematics a bit easier for every investor to get in. And also getting access to the right information now becomes easier because with our mobile app, it becomes easy to gain access to information. So it works as simple as the same way we receive notifications, right? You have WhatsApp, you have Facebook. The same way notification works for that, same way you get notifications on the mobile app, and you actually gain access to core information from the team. So this means if there's an exchange listing from a particular project you've participated in, you get it from the app. There's a notification, a message that pops up, comes up and tells you this project is actually getting listed or is listed, and you can easily follow up and filter out, messages depending on which project you're interested in. So that would be like the second product, the second feature that we are presenting the market with, what we call the one view dashboard. And then we have what we call the Safo pool, right? So just like the name gives, it's a kind of anti-rug pool, because right now we have launch pads where there's a lot of scams. We have launch pads where there's a lot of rug pulls, and then investors are left hanging. Investors are left, wondering what's going to happen and what about the next project? Is the next project going to rug or not? So we are trying our very possible best to also solve that in our way. And what we've done right now is we have allocated 20% of the total supply to tackle this issue. So this means, and for this allocation, we also have fees from projects that have raised funds on our platform. We have tax from the tokens that also go into this allocation, ensuring that every investor that uses MobiPad is actually insured. Your capital is 100% insured. So the way the Safo pool kicks in or works is, say you invested, we've presented you a project, and you invested $1,000 in this project, and the project has say two vesting rounds, two vesting, say 50% the first month and then 50% the second month. At the end of the 2 months, if you are short of any amount in capital, MobiPad has a sole responsibility to make up for those losses. So this means if you invested $1,000 and you have 950 or $900, MobiPad actually kicks in via the Safo pool to actually reimburse our users their capital. This works for just the capital alone. So here we are looking at increasing confidence, of course, to our users, presenting them with projects that actually we trust, projects that we have audited, because at the end of the day, we don't want to always be refunding users for every ideas, right? That isn't right. It's not really good logic. So the Safo pool also serves as a watchdog to MoviePad's team. So this means we get to audit the project very well because we don't. At the end of the day, we don't want a rug pull. We want a project that will succeed, a project that does great. So we are going to be auditing the projects that get on MobiPad. We are going to be working with this team closely, ensuring that we are building, working with the right team and they have everything structured as well. So this is like the third feature that we are presenting. So far I've said mobile app, the one view dashboard, and now the Safo pool. So we have what we also call the auto invest protocol. So this simply allows the investor to automate his investments. So you can actually decide to make future investments from today. So if we have three projects that are going to launch, say towards the end of the month, every MobiPad investor can choose to automate, say, $100 into each of the pool when it launches independent of them. So it's as simple as that actually. And then we have the vesting portal. So the vesting portal solves issues for both the investors and of course the project owners. It saves cost for project owners in the sense that they don't have to start building their own vesting portals. And then it saves time because they don't have to be using the manual distribution to distribute tokens to users. They can actually customize their token distribution based on the arrangement of their vesting on our platform. So what users have to do now is come claim when the time is right, when the distribution time is announced, or when the distribution time is right. So every investor gets to claim, and it saves time for the investors. If at all there is a delay, it is from the investor side because they haven't claimed yet. So it cannot be a delay from the team now because the team would have set the vesting arrangements on our platform earlier on before the distribution phase. So this is something that we are looking forward to help cut costs for project owners, and then limit the amount of delayed vesting release or token release to our users as well. Yeah, that would be pretty much the unique things that MobiPad is offering. Apart from this, of course, we have the multi-chain and all of that. But yeah, thank you very much.
Interesting, Liberty. Interesting. Thanks a lot for the detailed explanation. Personally, I mean, I'm impressed. Sure, people, either us here right now or other participants to AMAs and other communities may think, sure, but in the end, it's just a launch pad. But if we take it into account that um, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Back when DXL was the biggest and baddest dog in the yard, everybody would actually. I mean, that's at least how I did it. I would have used Trust Wallet in order to access a presale via DX. So that would have been the only way. In the end, I did the same for Unicrypt, for DAO Maker, CD5, whatever you name them. But you guys actually thought, and this is quite where the genius part comes in. Why not extend it and actually make a separate launchpad application itself? Now, let me ask you this: how are you going to integrate the wallets? How is this going to work? Basically, I'm going to install the app on my phone. So MobiPad is going to be installed, assuming it's going to be available for iOS and Android both, and eventually Windows phones, if that's the case anymore. I'm going to install it, and then what would be some steps for me to access a presale or to participate in a presale on your app?
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting question, Alex, because we've actually had this question as well discussed many times. So it's cool. So first off, it will be as simple as using the website. So this means it's first of okay, to actually allow the mobile app to connect to wallets, you have to install your wallet. So this means if you're planning to use MetaMask, you need to have the Android. Say you're using an Android or iOS, you need to have both iOS version of MetaMask or Trust Wallet, and for Android, you need to have the Android version of Trust Wallet or MetaMask itself, or whatever wallet you use. For example, we are also working with wallet companies such as Onto Wallet. We recently announced a partnership with them, and then we are working with BitKeep as well. These are wallets as well that we plan to integrate, not just the Trust and MetaMask. So yeah, first step would be having this wallet pre-installed in your devices, the Android versions that work on your devices, and then you can have the MobiPad um, Launchpad app. So it's as simple as just clicking, the connect wallet button, and then it refers you, or brings up this pop-up that asks you which wallets options you're going to use, and the wallet options that are going to come up are going to be wallets that you have installed on your devices. So from there, you can pick, okay, I want to use Trust, or I want to use MetaMask, or I want to use BitKeep, or I want to use Onto Wallet, whatever wallet you are currently using, you can actually connect. And yeah, it reads your balance and it's able to, set up your allocation pool and all of that you do on a normal Launchpad. Just this time, you are actually, working from your mobile app straight.
Interesting. Yeah, definitely. You would need the wallets, and I mean, in the way that you explain it, it's pretty um, pretty basic stuff to access a pre-sale. Now going, because I'm gonna take the features one by one so that we can cover them. Um, we didn't cover the multi-chain yet. That's basically, I mean, it's not the unique part, but since we're on it, have you guys decided which chains you're gonna tackle aside for BSC? and probably I'm just gonna assume Ethereum.
Uh, I think for now we can keep Ethereum out of the picture, if I'm being honest. So first, yeah, if you do read the movie part intro, you see we have a primary focus on Infinity, which is Engine's recently launched blockchain on Polkadot. But yeah,
Interesting.
we function as multi-chain. So this means even our token, the MVP token itself is going to first be minted on BSC before it's further bridged to Affinity. Because as a new chain, which Affinity is, it's currently does not have much project. So it currently does not have much projects and much resources and all of that. But yes, we are willing to be part of that journey since it's built by a team who have shown track record, a team who are the OGs, if I must say, in blockchain gaming, which is Engine itself. So we are working closely with them and pulling what we can from the technical aspect of things and making sure that okay, we are ready when it's ready to go full, full scale into what it's supposed to become. Yeah. But for now, we are working with BSC, Polygon, and all of that.
Nice, nice. Yeah, Ethereum. I mean that was the I would say was the basic the basic guess from my side because I think lately this is what I've been seeing. Everybody claims that they will be at some point affiliated with Ethereum, which kind of makes it funny. Back when we were in a full bull market, everybody was saying we're not planning on joining Ethereum because of the high taxes. And now with the Arbitrum and the L2s, everybody wants to be affiliated with them. So I just wanted to know if it's a guys if it's a case for you guys or not. Um, Eventually, I'll say maybe in a couple of months to up to a year, maybe it would be a good choice, but not at the beginning. Again, this is just me. What can you tell
Yeah,
me
sure.
about that? Now, I kind of understood how the SAFU fund works, but in the end, in order for you guys to be able to refund that difference from my loss, should it be the case, you need to have money inside the SAFU fund. So, what is actually going to bring traction to that? Is that a portion of your? Because we didn't cover the tokenomics, so I may be out of my league here. Is that a portion of the taxes that are going to go straight into the fund?
Okay, yeah. So the Safu pool, it's actually combination of, for example, from the revenue source itself, which is the percentage we charge projects for fundraise. This also a portion of this actually covers the SAFU pool. And then yes, we do the like I said, we have 20% of the total supply locked up for the SAFU for the SAFU pool itself, not for any other thing. So yes, we have 20% of that locked for that. And then yes, we do also plan to use the percentage cutout we have for from project raise also on this pool. So yeah, that's what the SAFU pool would look like.
Okay, that's very organic and a very healthy way of thinking. Sure, I mean, in the end, even you guys and most likely us as potential investors, we're. I mean, I'm happy to know that you're trying to have the back of your community, but in the end, I would rather we don't have any rugs in the first place. So yeah, I think that's the the ideal scenario. But should it happen at some point, you guys can cover a portion of the loss, and that's just an incentive to the community, to your organic growth and development in the community, I would say.
Yeah,
Going, let me see,
and you
I made an, yeah, yeah, go ahead, please.
okay, yeah, and like I said, this not every I would say it wouldn't be like we are happy to be refunding users or investors, right? We want every project to succeed. In fact, we the SAFU pool actually acts like kind of a watchdog on us as well. If you launch a very unsuccessful project, you're going to be refunding users from your token allocation. So you definitely don't want to refund users for your token allocation, right? You want to do the best to make sure that the project succeed. You want to do the best to ensure that you're launching the best protocols, the best projects, just going extra mile to ensure that okay, there is no loopholes in this project. This project is as it says it is. It has the right backers. It has the right team and the right traction. It has the right marketing points and all of that. So when we put all of this together and then we launch now, like you said, at we are not expecting every project to be rock pools, and we don't want any project at all launched by MobiPad to be rock pools. At the end of the day, not just rock pools. That's why we are putting it as up as okay. If you have a very low, if you experience a loss in your capital, just your capital, because we are not investment advisors, right? So we are not here to cover your profits or whatever. We're just here, okay, ensuring that okay, you're investing based on our recommendation of a project. You are also doing, of course, your own research and everything, which we advise. But at the same time, since you're investing through us, we are saying, all right, your capital is backed, and we are going to try to ensure that the projects we launch are projects that we trust, projects that we are ready to vouch for, projects that we know or we hope are going to do right. And so, yeah, it's also going to be, a heavy work on the team to ensure that these projects do great and these are the right projects for the community.
Definitely, definitely. And no matter how much you research and do your own analysis on the project, it comes with an extra layer of confidence when you guys can try to vouch. But on the other hand, and I think I
Yeah,
speak for the entire community, um, nothing is safe, unfortunately. Um, excuse my English, but shit happens. That's basically how I want to put this.
of course.
Each and every one
It's
of us.
this is crypto, bro. Shit happens.
Exactly, my man, exactly. So this is more like just to set the expectation. Although you guys are trying to kind of do our work and do the research and vouch for the project and explain pretty much everything that you can find out about it. Yeah, it look at Luna. That's all that I'm saying, and we're gonna move on because I don't want to create a bad vibe. But yeah, things can
Yeah,
happen even at
it's
the
cool.
highest levels. Yeah, what
True.
can we do in the end? We're doing the research, but yeah, so many variables. Um, this is an interesting one, and I think um, I'm gonna say 10 out of 11 venture capital groups and launchpads are missing this. The auto claim and auto invest portal. Now, when you say auto claim, let's take into account I've invested in a token, a launchpad, and it's vested 20% each month. Will your platform automatically claim my percentage each month?
Actually, no, that's not how it works. It means you get to claim these tokens each month. But this time around, it's set by the projects. The projects have vested the whole token across the 4 months, since you're doing 25% per month. So this means you come to the platform and you claim these tokens, or you decide to claim at the end of the 4 months. Everything is at your disposal. No manual distributions, which in most cases causes delayed release of tokens. And of course, if the project is doing manual distribution the next month, you don't know what it's going to do and all of that. So yeah, the project can actually choose vest all of these tokens across the platform, and then users can claim at the right time from the platform, independent of both MobiPad and the project itself.
Interesting. Exactly what some of the venture capital groups are missing. Because to be fairly honest, to actually make a manual distribution would eventually just take a lot of time, and it's not productive. So yeah, this I think comes in a strong correlation with your other feature, which is the one view dashboard. As you said, if a vesting period is extended or delayed, then by going into my one view dashboard, I would be able to pretty much gather all the info that I need. How many tokens am I gonna get? How many tokens that I already claim? What's the percentage
Correct.
left? What's the yeah, so on and so forth. So these two actually come into a strong connection, and I love that. Um, in regards to the tiered system, um, yeah, I'm just gonna let you share a bit more about the tiered system.
All right. So currently we do not, we've not announced the tier system because we feel it will become overpriced for our investors. So we are looking at launching and then, um, like kind of releasing the tier system with our first project launch, so users can get to decide for that. So we've not yet given out the tier system because of this reason. We want it to be more like a fair price kind of thing for everyone. And yeah, we are also, looking at having the lowest possible we can because we don't want the tier systems to be as expensive as some top parts because we understand that, of course, not all fingers are equal, right? So we have people in the low tier system who can still participate, and then we have, the middle class, and then we have the top guys who can actually buy as much as possible and then participate with much higher allocations. So we on the tier system itself, we are waiting until we hit the market on 4th June, and then announce the first project we are raising funds for or we are working with, and yeah, we can release the tier systems for everyone to see.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I had, kind of what I had in mind. But I'm sure when the time comes, we will be surprised about the tier system. I'm thinking you guys have some surprises for us. So definitely, we'll just keep this one on the side. We'll wait for it to actually be live. Now, when it comes to the project itself, you guys are bringing to the table a lot of variables. Surely, I mean, some are some unique variables, some are not unique. But we cannot reinvent the wheel. That's definitely a statement. What was your inspiration when you created the you and the team when you guys brainstormed, or you did alone? What was your inspiration for MobiPad?
Okay, that's actually an interesting question, honestly. So first of all, I'll say the inspiration for the team was, we are investors, right? We've invested, we've used IDO platforms, and we've seen some complaints about some certain things. And if you do watch, say, for example, every YouTube about a launchpad, how to use, the first thing you notice is they are using Excel sheets to track, the record of their investments, and then they are advising their users to do same. Use Excel sheets to track this. Use like when you invest, put it here, put the price here, put the vesting here, all of those. So we saw, okay, this definitely needs a solution. Is there a way we could tackle this? Is there a way we could do this? And then we said, okay, maybe we can do this. And then that was where the one view dashboard came. And then when we talked about the mobile application itself, personally, I've been out before, and I wanted to um, kind of invest via. I was just on the mobile app, right? I wanted to make investment. It is possible to use the browser aspect of our Trust Wallet MetaMask, right? But it would be super easy with a very nice compatible UI if you just have a mobile app that is fully Launchpad. Not really trying to share the web version into the wallets itself. And right, we looked at the market itself. This isn't really a feature here. Why is no one doing this? It's actually interesting to have a mobile app that allows people to invest instead of just going to the website or trying to copy the link of the website to the browser parts or functions of our wallets. Let's have a platform. Let's have a mobile app that people can actually do this with easily. And in line with this mobile app, let's give these people more features. The one view dashboard is in here. Okay, let's look at people tracking their ROI, people tracking a lot of things, people tracking news, people project news, of course. All of these things, we brought into MobiPad, and so okay, let's build this. And like you rightly noted, the auto claim, it's something that a lot of people are missing itself. Personally, when we launched Dark Shield, we had to do um we had to make a manual distribution, right? And before we could distribute to 2, 3 Launchpad, it had taken time. Then the first people got theirs, the first part got theirs, and then these investors had the first Launchpad investors have gotten their tokens, and then they were all, shouting, yelling, okay, where's our tokens? Why did they get first? we experience these things ourselves, and then we say, okay, how what is the best possible means to actually do this? And we came up with these ideas as a team, and we decided to implement them to build them for our own community to use as well.
Exactly the answer that every potential investor likes to hear. You guys took it from your own perspective because you are, as you said, you are investors, and you know what struggles you have. Um,
Yeah,
the fact that no other, or maybe there are, but they're not reliable. I don't know. No other app is launched to be able to do this. It's kind of surprising if you ask me. So
yeah,
definitely,
honestly.
yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the progress and to seeing the evolution of MobiPad. Um, what can you tell us? Although I'm looking at it right now, but still, there are a few key points that I wanna touch bases on in regards to the tokenomics. Um, I mean, I'm not gonna waste everyone's time with the this goes here, this goes there. Um, Out of the 100 million, which is your token supply, I see here you've allocated 24% to sales and then 0.5% to airdrop. What do those two stand for? Sales. I
Oh,
mean, yeah. Go ahead, please.
oh, yeah. Sorry, hold on a bit. That has actually been updated, but I know you got that from the site, but yeah, we've actually made an update to that. I'm going to drop. I should have probably sent this to you earlier on. Hold on a sec. I'm sending you the updated copies just so we be on the same track here. Can I drop links in the group?
I think you have the permission. Yeah. I'm not even sure.
Okay.
Maybe Christy or Squirrel, if you guys can make sure.
Okay. Just so I don't get banned.
Yeah, that'll
Okay,
be
let's
good.
see. Okay, I think it's cool. Yeah, just drop the link.
Okay, so this is the new version. Let me scroll down to
Yeah,
your
tokenomics.
tokenomics. There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. Now that makes more sense. Um, okay, perfect. Now that we have the same info, let me zoom it in. Okay, so you got your private sale, your public sale, your liquidity. Um, okay, let's start with the community private, which I can understand is the private sale. Um,
Yeah.
okay, so 20% TG, 40% monthly. That's vested. Interesting. What was the amount that you guys raised in the private?
Yeah, we had actually planned to raise 50K for private, but we ended up raising 76K. So yeah, we raised 76K for that.
Nice, nice, even better. Airdrop 0.2%. This was one of my main questions. What are you airdropping, or who are you airdropping to?
Yeah, we had 0.2%, but not every of those is actually used for airdrop. Say at our initial stage, we did a little bit of marketing with I think 0.1% of that, just to get the community moving and get the group pulling as well. So yeah, we have that also locked. As you can see, 2 weeks after TGE is actually when 0.1% of this will be released. So these are in tokens if that's what you're asking.
Perfect. Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what I wanted to know. And then you got your pretty much standard 10% for marketing, 20% your anti-rug pool. What about the staking? Because I see you allocated 50%, 15% out of the total supply. Will staking be available immediately at launch, or is that something that you guys are gonna develop?
Yeah, it is going to be available at launch because of course it is one of the the mechanism to reduce much to provide incentive for people who wish to hold the tokens of course, and to use MobiPad you have to stake, so it is going to be effective at launch itself.
Perfect, perfect. You guys thought about everything. Um, okay, so advisor, future partnership, treasury. Okay. Well, that pretty much sums up the tokenomics. What about, and until I scroll down, I would rather just ask you, what about your taxes? How did you consider your buy and sell tax?
Okay, right now we have a 10% for sell, and then we have 4% for buy.
Interesting. Well, interesting. Small taxes. That's actually a very nice way of proceeding. I haven't seen that in some time. And since you guys are a launchpad, it's even better that you chose that path. Let me go to my questions here. Okay, something that I'm not sure I've seen. Uh, is there a roadmap? And maybe I'm missing.
Yeah, you can actually find closed, I think the second slide to the last. You can find that.
Well, I was looking right now, and you got the raise, the tokenomics. Maybe I'm missing. But again, oh, there you go. Perfect. Sorry, okay, there you go. Okay, so this is the roadmap. Now, let me ask you, maybe a standard question, maybe not. In terms of current phase, I will say, I'm actually gonna assume you guys are right now within phase two. Would that be correct?
Correct?
Perfect. Within phase two, you guys launched the website. You did the fundraise. There's no TGE yet. So this is basically what's coming up next. Your TGE, the token list, your platform launch, and eventually the token tier system. What can you tell me? Because I actually wanted to cover the part where you go into your phase three, whenever that is, and I see there the NFT release, the ENO, and then the NFTized allocation system. Um, yeah, tell me a bit more about the NFTs, if you can, of course.
Yeah, thank you very much. So our NFTs, we actually been minted on Infinity itself. So we are working closely with Engine to ensure this as well. So what the NFTs do? So when you hold an NFT, these are cool packages that comes with it. First off, you have the opportunity to actually invest earlier than every other token holders. Just the people holding tokens. So the NFT gives you early access to investments. It's more like you becoming a VC within MobiPad. So this means you invest early before the pool is open to the rest of the investors who choose to invest. So that is the first NFT use case that we have for our NFT holders. It's the early access, and then second we have, of course, the NFT staking itself, which helps you with reward, just like the token staking itself does. And currently, I will not be able to mention the name of these partners. We have a platform or a partner platform who is coming up with the ability to actually stake NFT as collateral and then take out loans from those against the prices of your NFTs. So we are also working with these people, saying how possible it would be for them to integrate our NFTs to be able for our users to be able to stake these NFTs and then of course take out loans if possible, and then of course return at due and take out their NFTs as well. So right now those are the three utilities that we are looking forward to offering our NFT holders as time pushes, because we are not in a rush to of course mint the NFT. So we are taking our time, and that's hence why you see it's on the phase three. By the time the platform is all set up and everything is pushing already, and the community is all enjoying, I must say, on how MobiPad, on what solutions MobiPad are offering, and then we can introduce the NFTs to them as well.
Interesting, and that kind of takes me to my next question, but that's actually a question from the community as well. So, in regards to your NFTs, will the rarities? I'm assuming that you will have various features or perks for your NFTs. Will those actually determine in any way the amount of will they give me any benefits if I have a rare NFT or a common NFT in terms of whitelist or allocation, or only if I stake it will I then see some benefits?
Yeah, for to use the thing is to use MobiPad, you actually do have to stake. So whether it's NFT for we to recognize or for you to gain access to the benefits that your NFTs come with, right? You'll have to stake this NFT or tokens to be able to use the platform itself.
Perfect, perfect. That's what I wanted to know. Okay, so that kind of makes it clear. Um, Let me take a look. So we kind of covered before actually we go into some of the community questions, which I see that they're piling up. Um, Let me take a look. I'm gonna go ahead and ask it and probably cover 50% of the questions so far. What marketing strategies do you guys plan to um, develop, apply, approach in any way so that you raise the awareness. But I'm talking here post launch. So once you're launched, your MobiPad, your app is there. It's already um, available on the App Store and Play Store. What are some of the marketing strategies that you guys plan to apply so that more people know about what you're trying to accomplish and achieve?
Okay, I'm sorry I missed you for a sec, but I believe the question is what our marketing strategy is looking like, to onboard users, right?
Pretty much, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So first off, we are partnered with WTMC. This actually the head marketing for Polygon in China. So we are working with them closely, of course, to help push the idea behind MobiPad itself. And then we have Lunox Capital, who also is focused on the marketing side for us in the region of Turkey, the Turkish area, of course. And yeah, we are also working with Crypto Lab, who is pretty much, putting every of the AMAs and the call groups and everything, basically everything we need to succeed in terms of listing and all of that in place. Now, in our mobile app, we actually do have something we call the refer to earn system. So this means that every single user who owns or who has the mobile app on their devices can invite the next user to actually invest in a round, to invest in a project, and then get rewarded for this. Because it's been said many times that the best marketing would be the word of mouth, right? If I use a platform, it's great. There's a greater percentage or greater possibility that I'm going to tell other people about it. So we are also putting this up for people, use the platform, love it, and then refer the people, your friends, refer your friends in other parts, refer your friends in the whole crypto space as a whole, and then also earn a reward when these ones come on board and use the platform to actually make their first investments. So this is one way, again, we are trying to incentivize users and then grow our user base community. A launch pad, the power of a launch pad overall is the fundraise power, right? The amount of fundraise it can handle. So we are also focused on onboarding as much users as possible, and of course ensuring that our services to these ones are top notch. Then secondly, to onboard projects, we have what we call the MobiPad Pioneer. It's actually the first you see on the phase three, the MobiPad Pioneers onboarding. So these are a group of community members who have access to new launches, new project launches, new projects that are the field are doing great. So these ones can actually refer these projects to us and earn a percentage for doing this. So this also helps us to gain um, project from the community itself.
Yeah, I actually thank you for reminding me that, Liberty. I wanted to ask, what does that stand for? So you kind of covered. You know what I like about your marketing strategies? First of all, you're going for a combination of traditional and non-traditional marketing strategies applied, but you're relying a lot on your community and on your let's say user fan base, because in the end
Yeah,
you guys kind of realized that a project itself without the community doesn't really mean it's a project. They're just ideas and concepts probably on a paper somewhere. And I think this will come into close maybe connection with your phase 5 DAO setup, because at some point you will probably,
yeah,
depending on Yeah, I would just assume. I think it's super early. We're in an incipient stage, but if you want to cover anything from the DAO setup, if you have anything in mind, definitely please go ahead. I never touched that one because I think it's still super late in your development. But yeah, if you have anything that you want to share, definitely go for it.
Yeah, sure. All right. Thank you very much for covering that. So yes, we do hope that at some point in time, the community um comes into the picture, right, in terms of decision making. And as a launch pad, it's we want the community to be able to say, okay, we want this project to launch, and okay, not this project because we've checked this and that, and we don't actually like this project, or because of this and that. So the DAO system will come into our crowd pool, tier systems, if I must say. So this means that the community is able to actually vote for a project and say, okay, this project should raise funds, and then this project shouldn't, and because of this and that. So it will be a combination of the community deciding and looking at across all values, checking out, okay, this project has this and this project doesn't have this. We feel secured with this project, or we don't feel secured with this project. We don't feel this is going to do great, and so we are voting against raising funds for this project. At some point, we hope this becomes a reality for every one of our investors as well. So yeah, that is how the DAO system, the governance system itself, is going to come into the picture.
Definitely, definitely. A open brainstorming session, if I may, where you guys as MobiPad, you guys do the research definitely, but you know what they say. I mean, four eyes are better than two. In your case, let's assume 50 people. That's 100 eyes. 50 people are gonna be part of your DAO system. On top of what you guys can see, imagine what they can see, because each and every one of us has its
Yeah,
own way of researching projects. Maybe I have a keen eye on noticing details from their white paper. You're good with contract reading, and then there's another one who knows the partners, so on and so forth. So yeah, it definitely comes in as a great benefit to have your community stand behind you, and yeah,
yeah.
basically to be
Just
able to not to decide but to give an incentive. Yeah.
Yeah, and just like you said, it's actually quite awesome, what the community can do. When I mean, for Dark Shield games as example, we've actually had the community push us to great lengths. So we do recognize, the power of the community, and we have seen the community point out some things that the team overlooked, right? And in some cases, it happens. You can't, you might feel you have all the eyes, just like you said. I mean, having if you have three eyes, okay, in our case, like you said, nine eyes, the team. Imagine having 50 more. So that's like you cannot be more sure than the 50 people, right? Everyone is now looking, okay, what is this? Let me check. Okay, the person that is good at white paper is looking at that. And then the one good at the contracts, like you said, is reading that, right? And then at the end of the day, everybody's, trying to say, oh, okay, there's an error actually here. How about this? So yeah, it makes sense to actually allow the community come into the picture at some point. Correct?
Yeah, yeah, exactly what I wanted to mention, but you made better points and arguments there. Definitely. Now, before we go ahead and jump into some of the community questions, I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you, did we miss or did I miss any of the features that MobiPad plans to bring? Is there anything that you want to cover up front, or can we go ahead and see what the community wants to know?
No, let's. You actually did a great job. I think we've covered the basic, like I said, the unique features of MobiPad. The rest of it is, what everyone already knows about Launchpads. So yes, we can definitely push on to the community. Let's hear what they have to say or what questions they have already.
Awesome. Well, while I actually sort through some of the questions in the chat and make sure that we did an answer, Yellow Lip, I'm gonna give you the floor, ask your question, and yeah, go for it. You're unmuted now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, yep.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, Alex. I would say you guys have a great presentation, and you guys have been doing a great job with the marketing. I'll say that's really really great. So my question is, now that the market is really bad, that most investors will be scared to invest in some projects. So if I got to host your token and I see that the market is bad, some investor will be scared that holding this token for the long term is very very be hard for me because this market is very very bad. So I really ensure them that holding the token for the long term will very very be will be important for them because most investors will be scared that the market is bad. Let me just hold this token for the short term. Let me just hold this for the short term value. So I really ensure them that holding your token for the long term will be more beneficial for them because now that the market is really really bad.
All right, thank you very much, Yellow Lip. So, first of, like you rightly noted, the market is not too great right now, right? And but if you, I mean, if you go to CMC top gainers, you still find projects doing, top in the greens, right? And then if you go to every exchange, you still find the top gainers and then the top losers, right? So even in a market that isn't too great, we still have projects that are doing well. Now, that would be the first to that, yeah, in every market, right, we would always have losers, we would always have gainers. And then speaking about how do we ensure that projects, that our project is for the long term. The first use case for our token is uh, the ability to invest. It gives you the investment power in every other startup, right? So when you stake our tokens, you not only earn staking rewards, incentive over time. You are also having the ability to invest in other interesting startups, which gives you profits. So at the long run, in staking our tokens on the long run allows you to invest in multiple projects across, and these projects could turn out to be potentially very very rewarding, even more than what you've invested, in our token itself, even more than the total amount you of MobiPad you're holding. You can actually have access to investing in other startups that do great, which is the main use case for every launchpad token, right? And if we are to talk about talking with people who have held launchpad tokens itself and maybe price has dropped, a great percentage of them would tell you, yeah, price might have dropped for the tokens, but yeah, the ROI I have from the launchpad itself from investing in projects across this pad has been great. So that would be our own sell point at this point. Yeah.
Okay, that's really really great. You really answered my question well. Oh, thank you, Alex. Thank you for the opportunity.
Definitely. Thank you kindly. Thank you for the question, Yellow Lip, and thanks for the answer, Liberty, of course. I've selected some from the chat, so let me see. First one that, and this is actually interesting. I've never actually asked this question before. What incentive or yeah, what incentive will you as a MobiPad offer to the projects in order to use MobiPad as their targeted launchpad instead of others? And again, I can probably guess that some things are NDA and you cannot share, but if there's anything that you could share, I would definitely be interested to know.
Um, I would say for, like you said, that would be more like between we and the project, because every project has a different need, right? It depends on the project. Then when we meet, for example, Dark Shield Games, an example, is an incubator of game projects. So we work with early stage um, game builders, and then we help them build this from the technical aspect of things, and then push them over for fundraise on the MobiPad app. So it's like a combination of an ecosystem to actually make sure that your project succeeds. So we are working with projects based on their individual needs. So if it depends on what a project wants and how fair we can be in terms of distribution. Because personally, in the Launchpad system, it's a bit hard for projects to gain access to funding after fundraise. We've personally experienced this with our first project as well. So we are trying to see a way we could minimize this, because it's for us it doesn't feel right that after raising funds for a project and then you are putting terms and conditions on these funds for the project. So one of the core areas we are trying to help solve this is in terms of how we release funds for projects and how we build with them. So yes, we like I said, it depends on individual projects, but we are, always willing to work with projects because we are investors, we are projects ourselves, so we know we face the same challenges that each project face.
Yeah, it only makes sense. I wanted to know in case you can surprise me with the answer, but I thought it would be more of a let's say direct negotiation. So yeah, definitely thanks for that. Let's see. Okay, I see some hands up. Centurion. I hope I didn't butcher your name. You're unmuted. Ask your question.
According to your website, I saw that you guys have put in the SAFU funds to refund investors in case they don't get their capital back. But my question is, what if the market value of this SAFU fund you're using to and refund investors? What if it drops? That means the capital too will also drop. So, what other strategies have you guys put in place so that in case the SAFU fund drops, there will be something else to fill in the gap so that investors will not just have a low capital?
That's a very interesting question, Centurion. So first off, we are working with real-time values, right? So this means we are working with the current prices of our tokens at a certain stage, not really in terms of okay, let's say we tag the SAFU pool to a particular price that has, that the token isn't there, or the token was at some point on that price. No, we are working at current face value of our tokens. And then secondly, we are also working, like I said, we put if a percentage of the SAFU pool is actually, we are using funds that is generated from the platform itself to push on this. So this means that at some point, or at some refunds, you might not actually be receiving our tokens. You will be receiving, say for example, BUSD itself instead of our tokens. So we are also we wouldn't like our tokens to be much in circulation, right? And that is why we are making sure that the project that we are launching, we at least to a greater percentage, vouching at least for this project, at least to a greater percentage, we know these projects, we know they are real, we know they want to build or establish what they have, and we know they are backed by the right team itself, and all of that in place. So yeah.
Thanks very much. It's a really good project. Keep it up.
Thank you very much. I appreciate.
Definitely. Thanks as well for the question, Centurion. That was quite interesting. Let's see what else did I see in the chat. There was another one with the anti-rug feature that they wanted to know how it works, but then this is quite an interesting one. This is more for you, Liberty. What was the most difficult, let's say, part of you developing and constructing this project? What would you say was the most challenging part of you building MobiPad?
Okay. All right. Now let me think. Okay. I would say the most difficult part was the overall idea, honestly, because it takes time first to make research, and then it takes another bit of time to try to see, okay, how can we make this work. Take we talk about for the mobile app itself. First off, like Alex, like you said, man, this is an interesting idea, right? Why haven't people been building a mobile app, right, for the launch parts? So now we have to think, okay, why haven't people been doing this? Is there a huge challenge to this that we aren't seeing? And we had to get on different calls with different people actually who have deep insights to launch pads as well, to interact with these ones and see this. Okay, this is what we're trying to build. Is there any like it? Is there something we could borrow? Is there a reason why people aren't building this? And overall, and then of course we also had to work with developers to see, okay, how can we make this as easy as possible so it doesn't seem the website is even more better than the mobile app, right? Because we are offering you the mobile app as a best solution for, you can now carry your investments everywhere in your mobile device. So this was a tough project for us because it took time, it took lots of research, it took lots of brainstorm by the team and other advisors as well to actually put this into play.
Interesting. I wasn't actually expecting this answer. But in the end, I mean, I don't even know if I was expecting anything in particular, because it's always interesting to find out from the CEOs, from the developers, from the marketing people, what each and every one of you guys think it's less difficult, or the toughest part of the job. Who is this? Actually, Jubenga first. Yeah, Jubenga, go ahead. Not to forget you.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity, brother. Yeah, to the mobile part, I say thank you. I just have a quick question with respect to the the insurance you have on the community. I think that is great. But I want to know the percentage of the capital you plan to refund to the investors. What will be the percentage of the token you'll be refunding back to the investors?
Okay. It's actually it works in the way that if you invested, it depends on the percentage of loss you actually have. So this means if you invested say $100 and you are missing $5, even as little as that, actually MoviePad kicks in to just refund just the $5, not actually entirely everything because you didn't lose everything, right? So we are refunding a percentage of the capital that you did not make, maybe based off a rock pool in the most extreme case, right? Yeah, so that's the way it works. Let me know if that makes sense.
Okay, actually, the reason why I'm much concerned about the percentages, with respect to my experience in crypto space, I've actually seen projects actually go for insurance and project that doesn't go for insurance. Actually, the project that go for insurance, I discovered they don't have a sustainability plan. You might plan to have the insurance in a couple of months, you might be going fine, but when you're talking about something that will go far, so I don't know, I actually don't know the plan you're having to sustain the insurance for a very long term policy to overcome projects that doesn't go far with respect to the insurance. And secondly, with respect to the projects that will be coming to your platform for launch, I feel first thing we need to get right is how are you going to do the KYC for them? Are you going to consult it? Are you going to giving it to another firm to do the KYC for you, or you'll be the one to do the KYC for the project that will be coming to your launch pad? I actually
All
want
right.
to know that before I ask my next question on that security.
All right. Thank you very much. So you speak on the sustainability of the SAFU pool. If we are looking to do something long term, how do we sustain the system? That's a very interesting question. And so first off, like I said, the SAFU pool does not just comprise of our tokens itself from the token allocation, and it comprises of the from the revenue source, from the tax itself. We are combining all of this to form a SAFU pool, and then the SAFU pool kicks in only at the end of the vesting period, right? And so this means the first vesting comes, the second vesting comes. You, if you do not make profits at the end of the vesting period, that is when the SAFU pool kicks in for you, for the investor with that has lost a bit of a capital, a percentage of capital. Now, speaking about uh, vetting projects, right? So first off, as a new launchpad, we are going to be working with projects that we trust first, I would say that. So on the KYC part, we have a partner who will be running KYC, not really directly to us, because we cannot manage KYC resources at this point in time. We have people who will be managing this. And then we are working with team that are public, team who has their profiles on, who are public as well. And we are partnered with a few VCs who we will be taking projects from these VCs, projects that are recommended by these VCs. And take, for example, we have Engine. So we are waiting on Engine to introduce projects that are built on Affinity, because projects that are built on Affinity first will reach out to Engine, right? And then Engine recommends us as one of the launch pad on their chain. So across every other project, majority of projects that we will be launching will actually be projects that have good backers first, projects that have people who are vouching for them itself. And this could range from VCs to other popular names in the crypto space, thereby limiting the potentiality of hearing about rogues or about projects not performing right. Because of course, like I said, we do not want to exhaust our SAFU pool. We do not want to keep giving, right? The reason for a launchpad is to ensure that our users or our investors have profits. So, but we are just putting that as a security that okay, we understand that not all times you gain profits, and at the same time we do not want you to lose capital, right? So we are putting this okay. If for any reason at all there's this one project out of the 100 successful ones that we've launched, there's this one project that didn't perform right, we are actually backing our investors. We are with you guys to the end, and so we are able to refund our users.
Okay, I think that is awesome. That's awesome plan. But I would like to give you this advice. Actually, projects I'll be failing to do this. Submitting document from like KYC when users submit document to project owner to a launchpad owner. Actually, most of project fails to verify this. For instance, I've seen a rock pool that happened in one popular launchpad. I will not mention the name. Now submitting the documents at the end of the day, they discover the crypto the project developers submitted a fake international passport of a particular country. So I would love it if you can actually have a co-partner so that they will actually be the one to look into this. When a project owner is submitting a document, the document will be verified, and despite you do the doc for the project owner, so that at the end of the day you can also be reliable of any project that will be coming to your launchpad. Not for this moment, but for a very great time. I think you have a great concept of this project. Thank you. Best of luck. Thank you, Alex, for the opportunity, brother.
Thank you very much, Benga, for that awesome suggestion itself. Yes, we've seen actually launchpads that we are partnered with itself. They also have third-party partners that they use to verify. Even I myself have had to drop KYC of my details as well. So yeah, it's definitely something that we are looking out to. Thank you very much.
Definitely. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the question, Jabenga, and for the suggestion. Thanks for the reply as well. Since I kind of mentioned it already, Boomer, I'm gonna unmute you. If you can make your question short, this is gonna be the last one before we wrap up. Boomer, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
Hello Alex, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great, man. I'm great.
Okay, so thanks for the great opportunity. I'll just uh I'll just go straight to my question. Yeah, so my question basically is about the project. Yeah, so I would like to know how flexible is a project to change quickly and keep pace with technology trends? And also, what is your long-term vision for the forecasting industry in which your projects do operate? You get the question?
Okay, so first off, I think you asked how flexible is our project in terms of the trends, talking about trends in crypto. Okay, I'll take that first. So it's for launchpads, I think it's a bit easier for launchpads to actually pivot at each point, at each trends, right? Because a launchpad is basically a fundraise platform. So we are like you are like the beacon of every other project. So this means if say for right now, what is trending up maybe a few months back would be GameFi, right? But launchpads are still the ones launching GameFi projects, and then we have the stepping, and then the walking, the jumping, and all of those concepts coming on board. Launchpads are still the ones launching these projects, right? And then we have whatever concept is coming out, right? It's easier for launchpads to actually adapt to this concept. It's easier for them to launch these projects. It's easier for them to launch these protocols that are pushing, that are currently trending. So I'd say the first thing is a launchpad. It's easier for us to pivot at any point in time to whatever project is doing great. And then on our fundamentals itself, on the fundamentals of the platform, it is also easier to change systems, right? If tomorrow IDO system isn't pushing as well, we can actually pivot to something that is actually working or a better solution. It's compared to some IEO platforms as well on exchange centralized exchanges. Some of them have actually started integrating vesting, and vesting is an idea that came with IDO, but IEO isn't really moving right now. So one of the things that have sustained IDO, I must say, is the vesting arrangements that okay, you don't release all of the tokens at the first instance, and then thereby reducing the sell and the dump pressure. And now IEOs themselves are also integrating this into their exchanges. So for launchpads, I feel or I know it is easier to pivot, it is easier to adapt to trends and push on within the industry.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for the great answer. Thanks for clarifying my questions. Yeah, thanks for the great opportunity, Alex. It's been a long time. Great stuff, man.
Definitely. Thanks a lot for both of the questions, Boomer, and thanks for the reply, Liberty. Now, as I've said, the that one was our last question of the day. So, to be fairly honest, how I'm gonna end this, Liberty, I'm gonna give you the floor, and I'm gonna provide you with the chance to make your ending statement. Emphasize any features that we may have missed, or yeah, do whatever you feel, basically.
Okay, Alex. All right. Thank you very much. I want to use the opportunity to thank everyone who attended the AMA. For those who asked us some questions, thank you very much. And also on behalf of Alex, I'm actually apologizing to those who didn't have their questions asked. I see a lot of questions in the group, but yeah, it's great. So you can join the MobiPad group, follow on Telegram and on Twitter as well to keep following up. And IDO actually starting on second. We have an IDO on second, and then we have on third as well. Listing is on 4th June. So it would be great to have you guys as part of our success story. And yeah, we are looking forward to onboarding some investors from here. Thank you very much. Alex, this would be my ending remarks. Thanks.
Definitely. Thanks a lot for your time. Thanks everybody who joined us tonight. And as Liberty said, in case I missed your questions and we didn't actually get to them, feel free to join the MobiPad Telegram. I think every aspect is linked already in Phoenix. So definitely, we'll end here. Thanks a lot to everybody who joined. Thanks for the questions, for the engagement. Thanks a lot, Liberty. Wishing you and the team the best. And I look forward to your IDO and successful launch. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks.